Okay. Hi everyone, welcome you all. So from today, we're going to start a new course on generative AI for software testers. And as part of today's class, let us try to understand what is AI, what is generative AI, and what is the main difference, and what are the real time or real life examples of AI and generative AI, and how we can utilize it in our automation testing, especially. We will try to understand them. So, first, let us start with AI. So, AI is basically artificial intelligence. What does it mean? It refers a set of machines or computers that can perform certain tasks based upon some intelligence. So, to perform certain tasks, it requires some intelligence. And as a human, we need to provide some intelligence to the machines, and accordingly the machines will act or the machines will perform certain tasks. So that concept is basically called as artificial intelligence. So examples, for example, let's say a robot. So if I look at the robot, so whatever the information we have fed into it, right, accordingly it will act, accordingly it will perform the task. And that is an example of artificial intelligence. Similarly, let's say self-driving cars. And when I say self-driving cars, we will feed the information to the system or the machine or computer. So accordingly, it will perform the task. Accordingly, it will drive itself without having any human intervention. And that is another example for artificial intelligence. So basically, what is AI means? The AI is can be machine or it can be computer or it can be system, and which will perform a different task or it can perform the task itself based on the intelligence, and it requires some human intelligence that we need to provide to the machine. So that is basically called as artificial intelligence. So it's a big umbrella. Under this artificial intelligence there are so many uh, subsections are there. We can say machine learning, deep learning, neural networks, generative AI. There are multiple things are there. So these are all comes under one umbrella, which is called artificial intelligence. And why we need this basically? So the artificial intelligence reduce the lot of human effort. Exactly, if you want to learn something or if you want to apply some kind of reasoning or problem solving, understanding the language, or to recognize the different patterns and decision making especially. So the AI will be used. Okay, and based upon the past information, like whatever information we have feed to the AI, accordingly, it will try to analyze the things. That is how the AI exactly works. So AI systems are designed to mimic the human thinking and decision making. How exactly the human will think and take the decision making. So how we will think based upon our thoughts, like our based upon our past information. So we'll gather some information from the world, we'll feed into our brains. So according to our past informations, impressions, whatever is there in our mind, accordingly we will think, accordingly we will talk, accordingly we will act, and accordingly we will take our decisions. So similarly, the machine, whatever the data we have fed into the machines, so the machine will exactly do the same kind of a thinking, same kind of acting, same kind of a task it can perform based upon the information which we have fed into the machines. And that is basically called as artificial intelligence. And let us look at some real life examples where exactly we use these AIs in the nowadays. Virtual assistant. So nowadays we are rigorously using these virtual assistants like Siri, Alexa, and Google Assistants for different applications. Right? What basically they are doing? So basically they can perform certain tasks, right? Whatever we set. So for example, let's say we can set the reminders and we can play some music, or whenever you ask something, it will provide the answers to those questions. And sometimes whenever you search something in the web, so that will fetch the data and provide the response. So all these things can be done by virtual assistants. So these are all works based on AI. So these tools already having some data which is feed into the backend, and according to the instructions which we provided, accordingly it will perform the task, or accordingly it will act. So virtual assistants are the examples of AI. Where all virtual assistants works based on the AI system. And the recommendation systems in the sense, nowadays we are using Netflix, YouTube, Amazon, and so on. So how exactly AI is utilizing these systems? For example, let's say you're using YouTube, right? So you're searching for something, you're watching some videos, And what exactly will happen? The algorithms, which are designed based on AI, which will find out your interest, your behavior. It will capture accordingly. It will gives you the suggestions related to the same concept or same content, whatever you have viewed on our YouTube. Similarly, Netflix or Amazon. So whatever products you already searched in the e-commerce websites, it is able to recognize them, and it is able to remember what exactly you are looking for, what exactly you are searching for, and accordingly it will able to show the different type of suggestions, the different type of products it will display in front of you. So how exactly these things will happen? Based upon the recommender systems, which is internally using the AI technology. And the another way, another thing is autonomous vehicles. Autonomous vehicle in the self-driving cars are the best examples for autonomous vehicles. Means what? The cars, they drive themselves without having any human intervention. So autonomous vehicles, self-driving cars. So the self-driving cars also internally using the AI. For example, Tesla cars, they use AI to navigate the roads, to avoid the obstacles, and to make the driving decisions like turning to right, left, right. All these things will be taken care. Basically, it's doing taking the decisions based upon the data which is fed into it. That's called artificial intelligence. And again, another example, spam filters. Like whenever you get some emails, your email system itself able to analyze your email, and accordingly it will push it into the junk emails or spam, or is a real email if it is put in the inbox, right? This is also done by AI at the backend system, spam filter. So AI analyzes emails and classifies them as a spam or important based on content and user interaction. So accordingly, it will detect and filter out unwanted and harmful emails. Okay, this is also an example for AI. So internally, the AI mechanism works like that. So what is generative AI? So far we have understood what exactly AI means. AI means what? AI is a computer or machine or a system, and it works or it can perform certain tasks based upon the data which is already available in it. So we will feed the data. So as a human, we have to feed the data or intelligence to it, and accordingly the machines or computers will act based upon the data which is fed into it. That is artificial intelligence. So what is generative AI? So generative AI is one of the subset of the whole artificial intelligence. So now let us understand what exactly the means. What exactly generative AI means? So generative AI is a type of AI that can create a new content such as images, text, music, or videos, which is very, very important. So AI is nothing but what exactly the generative AI. Generative means what? It can generate something new, which can be content, or it can be images, or it can be text, or it can be music or videos, whatever it is. It can generate something new based on the current data. So that is called generative AI. So generative AI is a type of AI that can create a new content such as images, text, music, or videos, which is also a subset of the whole AI. Okay, so for example, let's say if I take a robot. So the robot is an example for AI or generative AI. So if I look at the robot, how exactly the robot work? So whatever the data which we already feed into it cannot generate anything new actually. So the robot works exactly whatever the data which we have fed into that, into the system. Accordingly, it will act, accordingly, it will think, accordingly, it will perform the task. But will it able to generate something new? No. So because that's only AI part. So but generative AI means it is a little more than an AI. So in generative AI, it will able to generate some new content also, new images, text, music, videos based upon the data. Okay. And it learns patterns from existing data and generates a new outputs based on that learning. So the generative AI is able to learn based upon the data which we provided. And accordingly, it will able to generate some new content. So that is basically called as generative AI. And now what are the popular models are available in the market? Means there are different models. For example, for text generation, for images, text, music, videos, so different models are available in the market. and which are also called as LLMs, large language models. So we will try to understand what exactly they are. So first let us start with the text generation. Suppose we want to generate some kind of a text. So especially there are some models are available like ChatGPT from OpenAI, Google Gemini, DeepSeek, Llama from Meta, GitHub Copilot for code generation, especially for testers and developers. And these are all the different tools or LLMs available to generate the text. So how exactly it will work? We need to provide some kind of a input which is called a prompt, and accordingly it will generate a content, or it will generate a response, or it can generate an output. So that is a text generation tools. And similarly, we have image generation AI models also there in the market. For example, Delhi. So this is very popular OpenAI LLM through which we can design or we can create images, or we can create some kind of artwork or designs. How they will design based upon our prompt. So we can just provide some prompt or instruction like a text format, and accordingly it will frame the image, or it can create an image. It can design some kind of art. So that we can do using image generation models. And for video generation also there are different models are available. Like especially we can manipulate the videos, we can include some animations, we can add some short clips in the video. So that is again different categories. So different categories of tools are available. So for example, we have a run ML for video editing and generation, and Pictree creates video from text. Okay, when it just provides some text content, so accordingly it will create some video. Deep Brain, Deep Fake Lab. So these are all some popular video generation tools which are available in the market. And basically all these tools will generate some new content, new data based upon the data which is already have. So music composition especially, there are different tools are available like JukeDeck, OpenAI, Musinet. So these are the tools are available for generating the music, beats, soundtracks and everything. Okay, these are the different LLM models which are available in the current market, becoming very popular. Okay, now let us understand the difference. What exactly the difference between AI and generative? As I said before, AI is basically the overall a big umbrella, and generative AI like neural network, deep learning, machine learning, all these things are subset of artificial intelligence. And generative AI is one of the core component of the whole AI. So let us look at the picture here. So artificial intelligence is a big circle if I look at, and machine learning. Under this again there is a deep learning. Under this generative AI works. So exactly here all LLMs are comes into this. So either can be ChatGPT, DeepSeek, Google Gemini, Copilot, all these things comes under the LLM. So what is an LLM basically? So LLM is nothing but a large language model. So what is large language model? Large is nothing but what? It contains a huge amount of data which is fed into it. It contains a large amount of data and billions of trillions of parameters are fed into the system. And a language means as it deals with the text data. So language means can understand a different kind of language, a different type of data we can provide to the model. And what is a model means is a kind of a system or a machine. It can predict the next word, sentence or token. Means what? Whatever the prompt we have given, right? So whatever we are asking, accordingly it will frame the response. It will try to predict the what exactly we are going to write, what exactly we are trying to ask, right? That is basically called as a model. So large language a model. So large is nothing but it contains a large amounts of data. And language means support different kind of language, the different formats like text, videos, audios, pictures, images, right? Different kind of data, language and model. So it is a model means is a system or a computer or machine or like a system. So that can that will able to process our prompt. Accordingly, it will frame the content and accordingly it will provide a response to us. So large language model. So these are all examples of large language models currently which we have in our uh, market especially. So popular generative AI models like ChatGPT is basically for text-based AI model. Means it will able to generate only the text. Like whatever the questions we have asked, it will provide the answers to them. and that can answer questions, write content, assist for coding also. Sometimes we can ask write coding part also. So Google Gemini is also another AI model designed for advanced text generation, problem solving. And DeepSeek, another popular LLM model, generative AI tool for focused on creating high quality text content. So basically, these are all comes under the text, handle the text type of content. And GitHub Copilot, especially which is very useful for developers and testers while writing the code. It is an AI powered coding assistant. So that helps developers to write code faster and more efficiently, and which is basically called GitHub Copilot. Okay, these are very popular LLMs which are currently available in the market. So as I said, what is an LLM? Is large language model. It contains a large amounts of data and support different languages and different formats. And basically it is a model. So large language model. So these are all comes under generative AI. So now we have understood what exactly the difference between AI and generative AI. So generative AI is a step ahead than AI. So in AI, whatever data we feed into it, based on that, it can make the decisions, it can perform the tasks repetitively. But when you come to generative AI, so according to the data which we have feed into it, based on that, it will able to generate some new content. It can generate the text, it can generate the images, new content, new text, everything. It will able to generate something new based upon the existing content which is already having. So that's how the generative AI exactly works. Now, how these things will be helpful in our automation testing or manual testing. So how we can leverage these things. So why QA or tester should learn generative AI? So why this is most important nowadays, especially when you do automation testing, right? So generative AI can create our test cases, automation scripts, scenarios that will save a lot of time. So when you ask something, write some utility or write some piece of code, when you provide some proper prompt, accordingly it will generate the code. But that is not 100% accurate. We need to go through it, we need to review it, and we need to customize, and you can use it in your automations. So it will able to generate, or it will able to understand the requirement which we provided. It will able to generate the test cases. It will able to create the test plans, right? It will able to write automation test script in whichever format you want, whichever the tool you want, right? It saves a lot of time and effort, especially when you do some repetitive things. And we can do test data generation, which is also very important for testing. There are so many things we can do. Even when you do APIs testing also, we can use this generative AI in multiple ways. Like we can create different types of data in different formats, or XML or JSON, and POJO classes we can create, schemas we can create, utility classes we can create. So a lot of things we can do using generative AI, especially in automation, and bug detection also. So bug detection sense, the AI or generative AI will able to identify the potential issues. Suppose if you pass some information like the functionality of the feature, it will able to identify where exactly the defects may come. Based on the patterns, it will analyze and provide the help to us. Bug detection, enhanced creativity. Like generative AI can assist in brainstorming, and new testing ideas and solutions will be given. So sometimes may not be able to analyze the complete requirement, and we are not able to write the complete test cases, corner scenarios, and everything. But the AI will look at them and try to find the corner scenarios, hidden scenarios, and it will try to assist us to include them in our testings. And we can also it will also able to give some new ideas which we can incorporate in our testing and part of solutions. And future proofing means what? An AI becomes more common in software development. Learning generative AI ensures QA testers stay relevant, especially the generative AI becoming very popular in every field, in every department, even testing, development, everywhere. So that is the reason we have to learn this generative AI, and we need to know how to utilize these tools, LLMs, right? And there are two different things actually. So there are certain tools which are already internally using generative AI. Based on generative AI, the tools will work. And the another aspect is we can directly work with the LLMs like ChatGPT or DeepSeek. We can provide the prompts accordingly. We will get the response and you can use it. Right? These are different aspects are there. And almost in the coming future, almost in every tool, in every area, the generative AI will be integrated with the tools so that we have to learn and get ready with for the future to enhance our skills and to sustain in the industry for the long time. So which is very, very important. So that's the reason we need to learn generative AI, especially in software testing and automation, right? So in the coming videos, we will try to understand different scenarios and different areas where exactly we utilize these tools and what we can achieve and what are the different tasks we can perform easily by using this generative AI or LLMs. We will see in the upcoming sessions. All right. So that's all for introduction of AI and generative AI. So we'll see in the next video. So thanks for watching.